mean, it was really just a full breakdown, everything that you need to learn, basically the A to Z.
From where to start, exactly what to do, how to do it, all the systems, the programs.
The resources and things that were given throughout the training was just phenomenal.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the Deal Desk. Listen, if this is your first time watching, the way this works is you submit your leads at the reitoolbox.com. It doesn't matter if it's on the East Coast or the West Coast, wherever, okay? I'm bringing up different guests this season. I want you to be able to see different styles in play because everybody makes calls, but everybody kind of talks to the person different, may close it different. We've seen everything on here. This is not pre-recorded. It is live, okay? And this is YouTube, so it wouldn't be YouTube unless I asked if you click that like and subscribe button. That's all I ask from you. This is free content, free education, free game. If you have an acquisition team, this is also a great show for them to watch. I know some people that binge watch this. Season 1 was 60 episodes of myself. Season 2, this is the 24th episode. We have different guests. But a lot of people learn from this because they're able to just sharpen their sales skills, whether you're new or you're a veteran. I guarantee there's bits and pieces every guest brings on here that you can implement in your style. So today we got a special guest. She's a killer. Her name is Miss Lee. Let's bring her up. Get to know Miss Lee. Miss Lee, how you doing?
I am doing absolutely amazing, Steven. How are you? Great afternoon.
I'm great. Beautiful house you got there.
Thanks.
So tell everybody a little bit more about yourself, because I know a lot about you, but you have an amazing story. You're a boss. Please tell everybody about your background, how you got started in this.
Awesome. Well, good afternoon, beautiful people. My name is Miss Lee. I am a full-time real estate entrepreneur and success coach based here out of the Atlanta, Georgia area. I've been buying and selling real estate here in the Atlanta market since 2013. I can't believe it's been that long. How I got into the business is truly I had gotten into the law of attraction, stumbled upon it by just being on purpose and being intentional with my energy on YouTube. And once I found it, I went all in. I, just started studying everything that I could find, bought a few courses, was a part of a few masterminds, and closed my deal, my first deal, 9 months in. December 13th, 2013 was my first one.
Wow. Congratulations.
Yes.
It's something interesting because it took me 8 months to get my first deal. Some people could take shorter, some people could take longer, but for people that are trying to get into this business, and usually, some people can't even wait a month, but to go that long and kind of understanding everything, what advice would you give to somebody that's kind of like thinking about jumping in? Maybe they're not having the success they want early on. How did you keep going? Like, what is your why?
Oh man, once I seen that it was possible, there was no turning back. I got chills and I was very intentional with my energy. So I knew that this was it. And I just was consistent and persistent. I would say, don't give up, be consistent. Consistency is key.
That's amazing. So did you ever have like a, like a sales background? How did you get better at like talking to people?
Well, actually, I'm a licensed stylist. I've been a licensed stylist now for 26 years. And so I ran and operated salons between New York and Atlanta. I've owned my own salon. I opened and closed salons. I'm actually launching a business to help salon owners. I'm kind of like the Tabitha Salon takeover with the experience that I've had. I can take any business that's failing and bring it back to life. So that really helped, being in the salon day after day, 10 hours a day, speaking to new people in the chair.
That's amazing. So you have great, people skills, communication skills. How was that, when you're dealing with real estate, people that want to sell their property, especially in the business that we're in, a lot of people, they have different reasons for selling. Did you find that you maybe had a different approach when you were kind of talking to people over the phone and, acquiring their real estate over the phone?
You said, did I find that I had a different approach?
Yeah, like, because, salons and all those customer service skills, they're more face-to-face. But like when you're talking to somebody over the phone, did you feel use any skill set face-to-face over the phone, or was that kind of a different transition or different approach?
It really came easy to me being over the phone. And maybe it's because of I never really I don't really use it as something different. I just really, making the seller feel comfortable, always making them happy. It's just something that I've been trained to do year after year.
Mm. Yeah, I mean that's a big thing, making people feel comfortable. I asked every guest this as well. Like, do you prefer face-to-face appointments or do you lock up deals over the phone? What's your take on that?
In my going on 10 years of doing this, I have probably been face to face with the seller maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
So over the
Wow.
phone, 100%.
And what do you feel is better over the phone than in person?
It's not that either one is better. I just am about efficiency. I'm a mother of 5 daughters. So I started over the phone. It worked. And I was like, well, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And I just continue doing what works. Yeah.
That's amazing. So, for people that are kind of, because when I first started, I did, face to face, and I thought it was better, but I found out that when I kind of started doing things over the phone, I just found to be a lot more productive as long as I can master that skill. For somebody that's trying to do this stuff over the phone, do you have any tips and tricks for somebody that maybe they're going face-to-face appointments, trying for dollars, door knocking? If they want to switch their business over the phone, especially acquiring deals, what kind of advice would you give somebody that's trying to get into that?
I would say over the phone, for one, don't address the person by their name when you're calling. Number two, just, hey, my name is John. I'm calling about the property in Atlanta or in Tennessee. Just, it's very offensive when you're calling someone over the phone and you're like, hey, can I speak to Bill? Like, who are you? Why would I want to speak to you? So really, don't be offensive. Don't be so direct. Really allow the seller to guide the conversation. Allow the seller to guide the call. That's most important. So many times I get phone calls from people that have learned the business from wherever they've learned it. And the first thing they say is, hey, may I speak to Miss Lee? And I'm like, yeah, how can I help you? Yeah, I'm calling about the property in 123 Main Street. I'm like, I don't know who's training you, but it's okay. I usually give training on the phone to several wholesalers that call me on a regular basis. I would say on a weekly, sometimes daily basis.
That's really interesting. And I want everybody to take note of that, because this is what I love about this show, because everybody has their own style and works best for them. A lot of people that we had the previous guests, they do it a lot differently, but what works for Miss Lee works for Miss Lee. So it's really interesting how she's going to make these calls. And I want you guys to pay attention to her communication. Now, one of the things that I always say it's important when you're making calls is establishing rapport. Some people do in the beginning, at the end. How do you find some kind of common ground, or when do you find that's a good window of opportunity to build rapport when you haven't, never met the person, but you're talking to them for the first time?
Truly, the entire phone conversation. Every second is an opportunity to build rapport. Listen to everything they're saying, observe all of the information, and be building rapport at all times.
Build rapport at all times. Make sure you guys write that down, because that's really, that's really something, especially when somebody first starting out, they may be afraid or have a fear of talking to people over the phone, but they miss the target that building rapport is super crucial, because remember, these people can't see you, they can hear you. And if you guys don't find some kind of way to connect with them, they're not going to trust you as much. So, what does your business look like today, and what do you see yourself, in the future? What's the future look like?
Well, as of right now, my business is fully automated. My team is actually working right now on Zoom. We do breakout rooms. We have about 18 breakout rooms, and each team member, we have a morning meeting every morning at 10 a.m. And so I have a lead center, and a research team, acquisitions manager, acquisitions team, dispositions team, and a closing team. And we are 100% virtual on Zoom.
Love it. That's amazing. So, you're a success coach, your mentor. You also have a book. Tell us a little bit more about your book.
Yes. So my book is The Roadmap to Wholesaling Real Estate. I wrote it because I know in the beginning, when I first got started in the business, there were so many different pieces, especially if you're going on YouTube. It's like there's, this and that and all of these pieces all over. So I figured I would put it in order and create a roadmap for anyone who's getting started on how to actually go from point A to point B. And it's pretty thorough, and I'm super excited about it, especially for those who are new. A lot of times, if I find someone who's new in the business, I'll give it away as a gift. It's more or less like a workbook. It's like, it has QR codes throughout it. It has, it's like a lesson. It's like really if you were to go to school for wholesaling, it's that type of book that you would use more as a workbook. It's something that you keep with you. It's not a book that you can kind of give away to someone else. Once you get your copy, it's actually your personalized copy.
Bam. Where can people get that book?
They can go on Amazon and look up the Roadmap to Wholesaling Real Estate, or look up my name, Hakia Lee, or they can just go over to my Instagram on my link tree, and there's a direct link right there. My IG is at misskialee.com or at misskialee.
Awesome. Do you offer any kind of I don't know, education, mentorship, coaching? Where can people, reach out to you, get to know you a little bit, or try to take any of your education if you have anything to offer?
Yes, we're actually putting together. So the Roadmap to Wholesaling Real Estate is about to become a digital course. And so that'll be available here soon. And we also have the 50K Roadmap, where I am going from state to state, starting here in Atlanta. And I'm taking about 20 people, and I'm going to take them from 0 to 50K.
Wow. I've never heard of something like that before. That's amazing. You guys should definitely look into that. Awesome. Okay. You ready to make some calls?
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. I just need to get started with that.
All right. So,
and are there any questions? Because I don't see the question link.
Oh, we're going to save the questions till the end.
Okay. Awesome.
The last 5-10 minutes going to be strictly Q&A for you.
Awesome. Sounds great.
You have some fans in here, by the way. I don't know if you could see the comments.
I can't.
Yeah.
Hey, we love you. Aw.
Awesome. So we're gonna let's pull up here number 203. Alex.
Give me 1 second. I just have to hook up this right.
Sure.
Here.
Let me pull up the property.
This right here has to be just this. Is that in? Oh no, it's good. It's good. We're good. Beautiful duplex. 4-sided brick.
Yeah, 203. This one's in Houston, Texas.
Awesome. Maybe just pull up a few things off my end.
So what repairs are needed? They put here just the roof. It looks like it needs a little bit more than just the roof. It's 2 lots. One is empty land, one there's duplex. The reason for selling is their taxes are high and they want to get rid of it. And it's something interesting. You told me that, when you call these sellers, you don't bring up the reason they want to sell. You approach them all the same, right?
Well, it all depends on where the lead came from. So if a lead is if they filled out a questionnaire and they've actually inquired about selling their property and they say my taxes are high, then I will address it. But if it is a cold lead and we're calling them and they have not reached out to us, then no, we will not bring it up.
Good point.
All right. You said lead number is
203.
Alex.
Yep.
Can you get that up there? This one here. All right, so it's Alex Robos. I just need my other phone, so you want me to give them a call here?
Huh?
All right, let's go.
And they said just the roof needs to work, huh?
Yeah, I don't know about that. Now, usually before I call any seller, I don't know what just happened. I normally will do a little bit of research if I can. If not, no biggie. I mean, if it's in the dialer, of course, you don't have that much time to do research on it. So you just kind of have to pull it up as you go. But if you are calling on dialing one at a time, then that gives you a little bit more time to be able to get some research in on the asset.
Yep.
Hopefully you won't be able to hear this. I'm going to actually call it on my system.
On speaker?
Yeah.
All right. You want to put the phone? Oh, there we go. We can't hear it too well. The ring.
Hold on. Can you hear it better?
Let me see.
I'm gonna hold that here.
A little better, yeah.
Please leave your message for 7135.
You want me to leave a message?
7.
No, it's all right. Next one is in
So in my business, we normally do something what is called call, text. So I have them call once, call twice, and then send a text message.
and why is that? What do you feel works good in your business? Can you explain that?
The reason being, a lot of times, if you call once, sometimes the seller will look at it and say, I don't recognize it, and they just won't answer. So it's better if you are doing a call, text method. They usually answer on the second time because they're like, oh, this person must really know me, or they're calling me for a reason because we've called twice. So typically we have a lot better results calling them twice. So I'll call them one more time.
You're calling Alex one more time?
Uh-huh.
Guys, it's not too late to submit your leads if you want. ritoolbox.com. Put your leads on there. We have leads from all over. We got LA, Georgia, Ohio, Indiana.
You can leave it. It's a bacon alert.
Please leave your message for 723.
What's the next one you want me to move to?
The next one is 204.
Janet.
Yeah, Janet. This one's in LA. Asking 450. Needs upgrades in the inside and cosmetic work. She's looking to cash out. Reason for selling: she wants to cash out and was needing money, and also mentioned her mom had owned the property, but her mom passed away a while ago, and she became the owner, but she has not made a decision. She is easy to talk to, sweet lady.
Awesome. Here's the address.
Hi. Thank you very much for your call. Please leave your name and the number.
Can we give her a call again?
right. Thank you very much for your call.
All right, what's the next one?
Next one is Birdville Drive, 205.
Okay.
This one is in Georgia, Mableton, Georgia. Mr. Thompson. No information on this. Just fair condition.
Awesome. Can you talk to me right now? Please and thank you. All right.
What is this?
Range. Sound. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay, then. Is it a Mableton or Detroit? Let's see. Discrepancy in that is Mableton. Strange.
Please leave your message for 770560.
We're gonna get somebody.
You're gonna get them. Absolutely.
Next one still in Georgia. This is Larry.
Who knows? Hopefully you all are enjoying this. Definitely, like Steven said, if you guys have deals, drop your deals. Let us call them live. I'm excited. I want to get someone on the line. Let's go. Nope, nobody there. What's the next one?
Larry.
Okay, you want me to just keep going down?
Yeah, just keep going down.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
Once a decent price, his lease is almost up.
Oh, good. Lauren, I think it's Yes, hello, good afternoon, Larry. How are you doing, sir?
Okay, fine. How are you?
I am doing very well. My name is Miss Lee, and I was actually giving you a call about the property in Kennesaw. Is now a good time?
Well, what was that?
Well, first of all, I see that it is a beautiful home. I was just wondering if you were interested in selling. It looks like, based on the information I have, that the property is currently vacant. I was wondering, did you have a price in mind for the property, sir?
Well, sometimes people call me regarding properties that have been sold long ago.
Gotcha.
They don't have a good database.
Gotcha.
So you must, and since I have had more than one property in Kennesaw, would you tell me the address about which you're talking?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, sir. 2866 Loring Road in Kennesaw.
That one I still have, but it's not really good.
Okay, fantastic. Did you, I'm sure, and congratulations on having it rented, especially in this market at times. That can be a bit complex for sure. Is it a great?
No, as a matter of fact, in this market, you put a sign out if you want, and you'll get it rented very fast.
That is very true. So, question on this current property: did you have a price in mind, and can you tell me a little bit about the condition?
too complicated because you're going to have to see it, and I don't want to. I don't want to disturb it. You know,
I understand. And
somebody comes in and they're going to get upset, and they're nice people, and they always say on time, and it's just it's a little complicated to do a transaction when you actually have a tenant. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, just to give you a little background on how our company works, typically we won't go into a property unless we actually have a written contract in place. That way it gives you ease and gives us ease as well. You know that we're serious, and that way we're not wasting your time or the time of your tenant. Would you consider actually selling it while you have a tenant in place if you had a serious buyer in place for it?
Well, it's possible, yeah, but and I have done that
Mm-hmm. Okay.
because after all, this has been more than a year. They're month to month.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I mean, if I were going to sell it, it would be looking at something like 298,000.
298. Okay, awesome.
And that wouldn't be. That's not negotiable.
Okay, so you're firm at
The
298.
kitchen was very good. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's been remodeled, placed floors, in the kitchen, in the bathroom, new vanities, you can put them in. Every part, everything's fixed up very nice, as a matter of fact. The only thing it lacks is a proper garage. It doesn't have a garage.
Okay, great.
But everything else
Is in place. So it's move-in ready.
in good shape.
Okay, awesome. So you would say then it's move-in ready, and you know all of the updates are to 2020 standards. Everything is, you know, the kitchen's updated, the bathrooms are updated. There are no current updates to your knowledge that are needed then.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I mean, I know for us at 298, it's a little tight. Is there? Can you tell me like, is there any wiggle room on that if we were to come in somewhere around 240?
I would laugh you out of town.
Hey, laughing is good for the soul. Laughing is a good thing. I enjoy laughing, Larry. That's a good thing.
That wouldn't matter. But we shouldn't bother to talk about it.
Okay. Okay, awesome. So at 298, your firm, is there any wiggle room there, say around 285?
There's no wiggle room there at all.
Okay, gotcha.
Period.
So you're firm.
You
So
have to get the good return. The rent is 1670,
uh-huh.
and always pay on time. And we don't have any
Fantastic. Well, if
maintenance
it's
expense or anything like that. Everything works perfect.
perfect, I love it. Well, I know that you mentioned that you had other properties available. I definitely would be interested in taking a look at some of those if if you're interested in selling. And with regards to this one here on Loring, what I can do is have a conversation with my team here and see what we can do and if we can come to that 298. And if we can, do you have a good email? That way we can go ahead and send you over an offer. You can take a look at it, and if everything looks good, we'd love to, set up a time to come out
Well, I
and
will
take
tell you my email address. No problem.
Okay, great.
Workers Plan. That's WHARCON.
Okay, fantastic, sir. And we're going to go ahead and prepare this and send it over. Like I said, if everything looks good on this end, how soon would you be looking to close after we view the property if everything looks good?
Well, once that's done, it could be anything. It could be a year, a month or two, whatever it works.
Okay. Now, I know you mentioned that the tenants are on a month-to-month currently. Is there a certain time frame in place that you have with them with regards to, hey, do you know if they're looking to stay long-term, or if we were to have them, if we did want to do any renovations to kind of, pop that rent up a bit or anything on there, is that possible?
Well, they haven't had a rent increase actually, it's been about 5 or 6 months now that they've had a rent increase.
Okay.
I kind of tend to raise rents about every 6 months in this market.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's doing a little bit.
That's aggressive. I love it. No, that's great. And so what is the reasoning that you tell?
Live and learn,
Yeah, absolutely. So if you have a tenant in place for a year, do you do that at that year point, or you just keep them on a month to month and bump
after
it
the
up on the
first
six?
year.
After the first year.
Then I tell them,
Gotcha.
listen, this is what Zillow estimates the rent should be
Right.
And here's what you're paying.
Mhm.
Now I'm going to raise your rent by half of the difference.
Right.
And I'm going to do that every 6 months.
I love it.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, I love it.
Simple
So,
formula, you know, I can show them. You can go on Zillow, you can see it for yourself. It works.
right. And so you don't overcomplicate it. And that's good to know. I mean, moving forward, if we, do wind up going forward with the purchase and everything, that way we know kind of what the tenants are used to and the type of process that they're used to. So I know you mentioned you have other properties with those other
Well,
properties.
the other one, we just signed 1 year lease. That one's and we just fixed it up. Immaculate. I mean, we painted the exterior,
Okay.
put in ceilings, we did it all. New garage door, everything updated. And that one is at 1764 Bertram Lane, BERTRAM Lane, Marietta.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome.
And, so that one is, I don't know the fact is, we went down to 1675,
Mm-hmm.
starting July 1st.
Okay. And that's a two.
And I think we have a really good tenant for that one.
Okay. And that's a
And-
2-bed, 2.5 bath.
Yeah, 2 master bedrooms and a half bath.
Okay. Fantastic. And so with that property, did you have a price in mind on that one?
Well, we would sell that one for like 262.
262. Okay. And so, are the prices that, like, as far as your asking price, how do you come up with that? Is that based on this estimate, or where are you coming in on the asking prices?
Well,
on
I
those?
take a look at what my pro forma P&L is.
Mhm.
What kind of return I'm going to get at my current rent.
Mhm.
And I compare it to some comparables in the neighborhood.
Okay.
And that's how I do it.
Okay, great. And so, based on the comps for Loring, you were coming in around 290. Did you say 298 on that one? So I do see one next door that sold for 250, but I'm guessing that one was in worse condition. That one's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and that one's actually got a carport and
Yeah, I mean, it's like an appraiser friend of mine once said it was talking about, number of bedrooms. He says, listen, you can take the same square footage of any house and you can chop it up into as many bedrooms or bathrooms as you want, but it's still the same square footage. The thing about that neighborhood is it moves up incredibly, more than I had ever imagined. I've sold 2 houses in that neighborhood already,
Mhm.
and wow, I mean, I wish I had them back.
Really, gotcha.
Yeah. As a
Gotcha.
matter of fact, I wish I had every one I ever sold here, which between me and what I do for my best friend amounts to maybe 30 houses in the
Right.
last few years. I wish I had them all back.
Right, I gotcha. I've been buying real estate here in Atlanta since indicator properties were $20,000. So I
Yeah.
definitely understand. So I know based on what I'm seeing here, the property next door, that 3-bedroom, 2-bath is around 1,300 square feet. Your property's 1,100 square feet. So it's about
Yeah.
a 200 square feet difference.
It's such a small place. I
Mhm.
mean, it seems bigger when you're there,
Right.
but it just seems bigger than that. But the facts are the facts.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it says.
Right.
But it has a really nice living room and an extra room off of the kitchen. I don't know what you sort of could call that a bonus room. And that has slate floors too.
Gotcha.
So
But kind of like
the
what?
neighborhood really,
Right.
it's the neighborhood that makes that go up. That's the only
No.
explanation I have.
Yeah, totally get it. I mean, but like you said, the facts are the facts. And on that one next door, that's definitely a 1,300. Yours is a 1,100, and that one sold for 250. It's in pretty good condition, new roof, the
How long ago
carport.
did it sell?
That was in November.
Okay. Well, prices have been going up in that neighborhood I'm going to say at least since November,
Mhm.
at least 1.5% a month.
Okay. And so that's you're giving about $45,000 increase on a 200 square feet less property.
Yeah, I don't know. You can, you know, you can massage the figures the way you like, but that has been, and that has been the most calls I've ever gotten on a property. Is that property.
Really?
Not, I mean, only recently have people shown interest in the Berkshire Lane property,
Mm-hmm.
but that one is the one people call about.
Wow. Well, I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, you have an asset that there's some interest in there, I'm sure, at the right price. Now, is there a reason with all the calls that you've received on it that you haven't? I know because you did mention you would be interested in selling it, you didn't accept the other offers. Were they
Yeah,
okay? Were they lower?
we move properties around. Hey, you want a good deal? I've got 12 condos in Baton Rouge in the same complex.
Yeah, I'm interested in those as well.
Are you?
Absolutely. I mean, right now we're buying nationwide, so depending on the asking price on those. So I know right now we have the one in Kennesaw that we're discussing, Marietta.
Here's what you can do on that.
Mm-hmm.
Just to see an example.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just to get started.
Gotcha.
I mean, there's a couple of ways to see properties where I don't even have to email and send over a whole bunch of pics because some of those pics are on Zillow,
Mm-hmm.
some of those pics are on Airbnb
Mm-hmm.
because I used to do that with them.
Right.
There's 12 furnished condos, 10 2-bedroom, 2-bath, 2 1-1.
Okay.
And I have furnished them all. The last one I just finished furnishing a month ago.
Okay.
I got rid of my only legacy tenant, and I rent them furnished on short-term leases.
Mm-hmm.
And that's working out really well.
Okay, great. And so for those, is it possible when we I'll email you over for that information. That way you can just send over the addresses, or would you like to give them over now?
I'll just tell you right now.
Okay.
On Zillow, you go to 6 days. This is how exactly how they have it.
Okay.
And then it's space, and then put APP for apartment,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's put 612. You'll get a list of other units there. Then put in 612,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll see an example of one of my furnished units. And then it's that, and you'll see the price that I have
Okay.
on it. And if that is interesting to you at that level, at that point,
Stephen, what do you want to
then
do with
I
that?
can just point you to see other units.
It's up to you. You can handle however you want.
And then, I don't know, if you have local people that you can live in the city or not.
Oh yeah, we. I'm muted.
Hello? You there?
Why did we just do that?
I'm sorry. We got
Can you hear me?
broken up a little bit for a second. I was asking if you had any.
Can you hear me now?
people.
Yes. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, we do have local people in that area as well. So let me go ahead and get that address one more time.
680
680
Sharp Lane.
Sharp
Baton
Lane.
Rouge,
Gotcha.
70815.
Okay, fantastic.
So the idea there is,
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what the idea is. I have been grooming them for sale to an investor.
Okay.
That area happens to be 1.2 miles from Amazon's new
Excellent.
distribution center,
Mm-hmm.
which should open this fall.
Okay.
They're already hiring. And but that's already started to make some changes and improvements to that whole area.
Okay.
So I'm grooming them for sale to investors, but in the meantime,
Mm-hmm.
and I've had people say, well, could I buy 5 of them? I said, no. You could buy 1 or 12, but not anything in between.
Okay.
I don't mind to sell just 1 as an economist would call it price discovery.
Right.
You know, I would just do that for that purpose, that would leave 11. And that still would be attractive to
Okay. And what is your price on the one, and what is your price for all 12 on those?
well, we see the same. Yeah.
Okay.
We're looking at, I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's that big. And you'll see it on the deal. I think it's like 84.5 for the 2 bedroom, 2.5. And then it's, I mean, 2 bedroom, 2.5.
You said 84.5 as far as the rental?
No, 84,500
You mean what? That's
is the base price of.
Are you there? Sir? Hello? Hello?
You guys,
I don't know what-
you disconnected?
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. I heard a Chinese lady and then it just went away. What just happened? But I'll give him a call back. So what I was asking Stephen was, I don't know how you want to handle as far as sending offers and things like that. We didn't discuss that.
No, you're good. You're good. He has multiple properties you mentioned, right?
Correct. Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. He seemed pretty interested. I don't know if he was super motivated on this one, but
He's not super motivated, but he can come down on that.
okay. You want to try giving him a call back so you get a little bit more information?
Absolutely. I just, yep, not a problem.
Okay. And if you guys have any questions for Miss Lee, please drop your questions so she can answer them in the chat. We're going to go through the chat here in a few minutes. Let's see if we can give this person a call back, see if they pick up.
No worries.
I think in the beginning of the call, I heard him say that he gets calls all the time. So how do you usually deal, or how do you separate yourself from the competition when that's one of the first things they say to you?
I mean, my first thing is, okay, great. So why haven't you accepted their offers? What's the problem with the property? What's the problem with your offer? So, and I just kind of work them down from there.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah. So let me give him a call back. Yep. I did not do this without it. Give me 1 second. You don't have to worry about the lip gloss check, Stephen. You're a lucky guy. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, let's see here. Get him back on the line. You have the pen and pad, Andy? Let me see. Thank you. Thank you. No, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, hello, good afternoon, sir. I am not sure what happened, but we seem to have gotten disconnected.
Yeah, sort of a little bit like the first time, only this one was permanent.
Yes, well, it's not too permanent. I'm back. I'm Larry. I'm back. So, yes.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, I guess really there's not a lot to add right now.
mhm.
That you could take a look, and if you're interested in that,
Mhm.
the only effort I've made so far is marketing wise, just put that one listing there and build up.
Okay, and I actually don't see the listing here, and that's where we left off. I know you were mentioning some 84.9 on the Sharp Lane, but from what I see here, it's just a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, around 1,000 square feet property there in Baton Rouge. Looks like a really nice place there, but there's no asking price or anything. That one's not listed. So.
Sure there is. Sure there is. I'm going to do it right now.
We may have the wrong address there. 680.
Around the area, you just where I told you, 680 sharp. I mean, I could look it up another way too. But they're right at the top.
Yep.
Well, maybe because it knows what I've been looking at, but it really, you put 680 Sharp Lane.
Apartment 101.
No, I told you. It's number. Okay, they have it. Then they put it like what's the symbol number?
Ah,
I
gotcha.
thought they put apartment, but it says okay, so 612, and then it pops up, and you'll see it 612. It's 82,450. That's the number I have.
Okay, what is your apartment number, sir?
612.
Be all right, sir. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. You need a shot? I'll get you one. I'll send it over. Okay. So 612, I see it here for 82.4.
Right.
And that one, I did pull it up now. Hey, communications key, to be all right, sir.
Isn't it wonderful?
It is wonderful.
Humans can communicate sometimes better than animals too.
I tell you, sometimes we're working on it. It's a work in progress.
That gives you, when you look at that, you get an idea
Yes, sir.
of how my units are decorated.
Mm-hmm. And so from what I'm seeing here, sir, are these Airbnbs or they're fully furnished, just short-term rentals, like Airbnb type stuff?
I really don't. I haven't done an Airbnb rental in years.
Okay.
Because since I'm not there,
Mm-hmm.
I find that with Airbnb, somebody could check out tomorrow. It's really hard to control when people are going to want to come.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a job to do that. So somebody could be checking out on a Saturday and somebody checking in on a Sunday. Well, you have to have somebody in there to clean that off when they leave on Saturday.
Gotcha.
And it's just too hard because I found that you can't count on people, no matter who you get, that can just necessarily do it from one day to the next.
Absolutely. Now, really quick, Larry, on this one, I see it's been listed here on Zillow for 1,830 days at this 82,000. I guess you just had a price reduce of 500, so you're just hoping one day soon it'll go ahead and be sold there.
It's working into the range. I was a little low before. You also maybe could see if you look at the history. I've been raising them prices about every 3-4 weeks.
Right. Okay. So I mean, I guess you would say you're not. You would like to sell, but hey, if it doesn't sell in the next 10 years, it's no big deal.
No, they'll go higher. Especially once that Amazon facility opens in this mall, in this public mall.
Right. So you're saying the values will go higher?
Listen, I'm not. I guess probably by now you got the idea. I'm not like desperate to sell anything.
Right, of course. No, I would hope that, I wouldn't definitely want anyone to be desperate to sell. Just want, as far as realistic with regards to values and things.
Yeah. Well, if you look at some of the numbers, you can get $1,530, $1,595 for rent for those places. Of course, these are rentals that start out with anywhere between 1 to 3 months.
Gotcha.
And then about half of them turn out to be extensions.
Awesome.
For sometimes up to 6 months.
Okay. So
and then there might be a period of could be 15 days, could be a month, where it might be.
Okay. So Larry, this is what
that works.
Gotcha. And this is what I'm going to do. And I appreciate you taking the time this afternoon. And thank you. And my apologies for the disconnection earlier. But what I'm going to do is I have the addresses of all 3 properties that we've discussed thus far, or all 3 addresses with the 12 there in Baton Rouge. What I'm doing is run my numbers with my team and get back to you. We do have your email here. If I have any other questions, is it okay if I give you a call back on this number?
That's fine.
Okay, and what I'll do is I'll also send you a text once the formal offer has been sent if we can make the numbers work. And other than that, sir, definitely look forward to making something happen with you. And I appreciate you taking the time on this beautiful Friday afternoon.
Well, I think you asked a good question.
Thank you, sir.
I give you credit for that. And, you asked good follow-up question. And so, no, I think that's impressive.
Well,
obviously have some experience and
well,
training as well.
I appreciate that. You know, I truly appreciate that, and definitely congratulations to you, sir, with your portfolio. It is amazing, and I know now's a great time to sell and cash out and go to Florida. I know that's my plan. Long term is to continue to grow and buy and sell and all of that. So
Where do you live? Where do you live now?
I'm based in here out of the Atlanta, Georgia market.
Well,
Mhm.
we moved here from Coral Gables, Florida,
Oh, really?
and which is Miami basically, and
Hmm.
11 years ago, and I just never could think about going back to the
Right.
Miami area again. On the contrary, what we will, well, the last property that we bought just a few months ago was in Athens, Georgia.
Okay. Yeah,
And
Athens.
looks like a good market to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Athens is a
But
great
ultimately,
market.
we want to move further north, up maybe Tennessee, um, more land,
Mhm.
that kind of thing.
Gotcha. A little colder there, and I know Miami, the traffic can be a bit hectic, but like I said, it's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I definitely look forward to making something happen with you here in the. Hopefully, I'll be able to give you a call back here shortly, and we'll be able to lock something in today.
No, okay, take your time and look forward to talking.
All right, I'll talk to you shortly, Larry. Thank you, sir. Bye bye. All right. Sorry, I felt that could go on forever, so I figured it cut it short. Can you hear me, Stephen?
I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. Were you able to hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great.
So this guy is a talker. He seems like he likes you a lot.
I don't know
Connect on a good level.
It's called making them feel comfortable.
Yeah, he felt very comfortable. Listen, I don't know if you can see the comments, but everybody loves you. You're dropping some gems. Somebody said we have gone through the book and Miss Lee's course. Amazing information. Team is building with a new vision. Thank you, Miss Keely and her team.
Aw, thank you.
Love it. All right, so we do have some questions from Mike. You ready for some questions, by the way?
Yes, let's go.
You guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. So what type of systems are you using, like dialers, SMS, and skip tracing?
They're not the most popular as everyone else would be using currently in my company. So as far as the dialers, we're using Mojo, and we're also using, we'll use our dial pad and direct dial, but primarily Mojo dialer. I know that a lot of people use call tools and things like that. We have that system. We just haven't transitioned fully into the call tools system. As far as SMS, we're using dial pad. So we're directly dialing and sending to text messages directly that way. We have used the, what's the skip tracing one that everyone's using? The batch skip.
Batch leads?
Yeah, batch leads. Yep, we've used that as well in the past. And as far as skip tracing, we're using REI Pro for our mass batch skip tracing. I know there are a lot of other great services out there, but we found the data to be okay. It works, and so we're able to get leads, but we're always open to new things. We're not so rigid in our systems that we don't try out new things and compare. I'm big on just making sure you compare data and compare tools to see which ones work best for you.
There you go. Yeah, I used to use call tools. I now use smartphones. So everybody, make sure that you use what works best for you. Everybody uses different platforms. Test it out. We can give you recommendations all day, but everybody's businesses sometimes is structured differently. So you guys should test out what works best for you. That is a high quality pro level responses, Ms. Lee. I can definitely see the veteran experience in the responses / pivots in conversation with negotiation. Awesome. So people like that talk forever. Do you, is it ever a point where somebody just talks too much, and how do you reel them back in, or how do you deal with those people?
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, he was talking a bit much, and because I wasn't sure of how we were going to dispo or how we were going to transition him to contract, that's the only reason why I kind of let it go on. I use it as a learning experience as far as the people that are listening to be able to see the dialogue between a seller. And plus, he had mentioned he had some other assets, so I wanted to see if the values and asking price was anywhere near our reality. But based on what I'm seeing in his pricing format, he's just increasing them based on his observation of what he feels the market is worth, and is not really concerned either way. at what true value is, considering one of his properties has been listed for almost 2,000 days. So
that's one of the biggest things right now that, a lot of people are realizing that the market's hot. How do you deal with people right now that are saying, hey, the market's hot, I'm trying to get X amount? Do you try to figure out if they're serious or not? If they are serious, how do you overcome that objection or, get somebody back to reality?
I mean, the market, my thing is not every deal is going to be a deal. You have to take that into consideration. You can't force someone to sell their property. I believe everything is energy. So I really like to go with the flow of things. And so if it's a follow-up for future reference and we take into consideration all of the different aspects within that transaction, as far as condition, is it occupied, all of those different factors. And so we file it accordingly based on the seller's response and the current situation with the property.
Awesome. Beautiful. That was actually really good. And I noticed you really kept your composure. Your style stayed the same and consistent throughout the whole conversation. You listened to him. You listened to him as much as he talked. Is there anything else you want to leave the audience with before we wrap up?
I would just say
we can't hear you very well. What was that?
I was saying definitely consistency is key. If you guys have any questions for me, feel free to look at me on Instagram at misskeely.com. Check out a copy of my new program, Real Estate Keep an Eye Out for the course. I'm definitely looking forward to any future challenges as far as closing and things like that. I'd love to.
Absolutely. I got some good stuff in the works. Well, hey, Miss Lee, thank you so much for taking your time hopping on here. It was a treat for everybody. We really enjoyed watching you. Until next time, guys, have a great weekend. Take care.